Dumbass of the Day now brought to you by Peterson Shoe Cart, getting you ready for spring. They've got a great selection of landscape supplies, pipes, and concrete. And, of course, you can find that at PetersonTheletterUcart.com online. That's PetersonTheletterUcart.com.
How pathetic can some people be?
I don't usually mention this, but I married a lawyer, which I know sounds very impressive. Every girl dreams when they grow up they're going to marry a doctor, marry a lawyer. But me, I had to marry the only lawyer in America with a conscience. Yes. No, I didn't marry the cutthroat, ruthless, give me all your money lawyer. No, I married the pay me what you can, whatever you can, I just want to see justice served lawyer. I got so ripped off, ladies and gentlemen. Do you know what it's like? It's like I finally banged a rock star, but he's with a Christian band.
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
That's pretty funny. Let's see. We're going to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Of course, Florida, Dumbass of the Day. They go hand in hand. Demetrius Lewis had to go in front of a judge, and because of COVID times, because of the pandemic, you don't do that actually in the same room anymore. They have a video conference set up just much like Jeff and I do right now. He's working from his home in Paso today. I'm here in the studios in SLO. Anyways, Demetrius had to go in front of the judge, and he just figured right off the bat he would try to charm her with, some compliments, maybe hit on her a little bit, see if she'll go easy on the sentence.
Demetrius Lewis.
How you doing?
All right, I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good. George, you is so gorgeous, the judge. I just have to tell you, you're gorgeous.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. All right, Mr. Lewis. Flattery will get you everywhere, but maybe not here. The court finds probable cause on count 1, burglary, occupied dwelling, unarmed. Count 2, possession of MDMA, ecstasy.
Unarmed burglary and ecstasy is what he was being charged with, if you didn't catch it there. And I had to look her up, and she's attractive. I got to say that. He wasn't lying. So it wasn't like she was some gross, somebody could have been his grandmother and not attractive at all. So he had a point. At least he was being honest. Maybe about that. I don't know about the rest of it. I don't know.
I always thought for her age that Judge Judy was a looker. For her age, because she's really old.
I liked Judge Judy's look until she went with the Ruth Bader Ginsburg look. Did you see that? Oh, my God. It was awful. It's like, what did you do to your hair? You had this hair. It was iconic. And then you pull it back in it's the exact same hairdo that Ruth had before she died. And just laughed. Now, I'm wondering if she's continuing to keep that hairdo or not. What is Judge Judy doing nowadays? Isn't she doing something else? Isn't she on a special network or something, or an app?
Yeah, I don't think that's confirmed or started yet, but I know she had something in the works. I totally forget what it was. But
you can see her on TV on almost multiple of channels. She's got quite the syndication deal.
Well, that's going to come to an end soon. There was some kind of rights battle with that, and I don't think she's going to be on Crazy Syndication anymore, but she will be on some platform for people that want to watch her. It's very confusing. I know that, so maybe it won't be successful. I have no idea.
I want to go back to the tape on this. This is the guy hitting on the judge.
Demetrius Lewis.
How you doing?
All right, I'm good, sir. How are you?
Good. George, you is so gorgeous, the judge. I just have to tell you, you're gorgeous.
Thank you, Mr. Lewis. All right, Mr. Lewis. Flattery will get you everywhere, but maybe not here. The court finds probable cause on count 1.
That takes some cojones, doesn't it? To actually go hit on the judge that's about to either decide your future. This could go very well or it could go very bad. Now, she's laughed, so I'm guessing it's not going to go really bad for him. But maybe at this point, you're just you throw your hands up there. You're like, hey, I got nothing else to try. I'll at least try to tell her she's good looking.
She should have she should have owned the compliment, and she should have said, something to the tune of, yeah, I know.
What, you think you're the first one to tell me today? What do I do? I not look self-aware here?
Believe it or not, I get that all the time.
He still ended up going to jail. Congratulations, Demetrius Lewis. With all your compliments and all, you are still Jeff and Jeremy's
Dumbass of the Day. 93.3 KZOZ.
Don't be a dummy when it comes to your landscape supplies. Go to Peterson U-Cart on Gusta Road, just north of Quickie Car Wash in Atascadero.
We love U-Cart. You stay.
Online at KZOZ.com. You can follow our podcast, by the way. It's Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning. It's on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, all your major players, and then some. Just search Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning. I'm bitter. I don't know how to fall on this one. The Homeowners Association, Jeff, says they're upset because a couple of the people in the neighborhood have not taken down their Christmas lights, and, it's Valentine's Day coming up this weekend.
I didn't know you lived in an HOA.
I don't. But I would have my lights down by now, even though, to be honest, the Christmas tree is coming down this week. But that's just because we had to buy a bag for it. I mean, the ornaments are off of it, but we're storing it in one of these bags that I had to order on Amazon. So it'll come down this week. Sarah, this gal Sarah, though, she's had a very, very rough holiday. A lot of her family got COVID-19, and she lost her dad and her aunt to it. So when she got a letter from the HOA that says, hey, it's time to take down the Christmas lights, it's now Valentine's Day, she was very, I guess you could say, butthurt about it.
We opened it, and we were a little taken back because we've been through a lot lately. I would just like them to remember to be kind, especially during a pandemic. You don't really know what anybody's going through.
It's good to live. It's good kind of live by that. You just don't know what other people are going through. So if you deal with somebody who's short or rude or whatever, you just don't know. And I'm okay with her. She gets a pass, And obviously, if you're the HOA president or board member or whoever you are, and you're sending these letters out to people in your neighborhood that still have their Christmas lights up. And I know some people that still have their Christmas lights up. They leave them up year round.
It's funny
you
that
would
she
know.
said that because the other day my daughter made a comment about somebody still having their Christmas lights up. It was a very judgy comment. And
did you tell her that? Did you say that's very judgy?
Yeah, and I said, we have no idea what their situation is. It's a difficult year. Just let people have their Christmas lights up.
But then another neighbor who didn't lose her father and aunts and had a number of her family come down with COVID, she got a letter too because she's just lazy.
I thought it was really rude, especially now with COVID and everything going on. Mind your own business. This is my property. So if I want to leave my Christmas lights on all year long, I will.
All right, listen, shut up, number one, all right? You can't just use COVID for an excuse not to take a shower, not to bathe yourself, not to do anything, not to keep your house clean. I mean, at what point do you stop with the COVID excuse, all right? Now, if you've lost family members or if you're dealing with it because of who knows what your situation is, I get it. But if you're just bitchy and moany and you're going to use COVID as an excuse, then no,
I thought it was really rude, especially now with COVID and everything going on. Mind your own business.
She sounds like Paris. She sounds like Paris here. Listen.
I thought it was really rude, especially.
She does. She sounds like Paris from Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, only if you watch Gilmore Girls, you know that.
I love using the COVID excuse. I'm going to be sad when it's gone, man.
Oh, come on. I'm so tired of excuses. I'm so tired of it.
It's my favorite excuse to use because I don't have to use my kids as an excuse anymore.
If you don't want people giving you crap, then don't move into a neighborhood that has, these rules. And there's pluses to moving into an HOA. We usually have nice sidewalks and everything's, taken care of. And there's a reason you pay for that, but there's, crap that comes with it. These are all decisions that you made moving in. It's not like somebody just sprung this on you. Oh, by the way, I know you bought this house and spent your life savings on it, but now we're going to bring this neighborhood in and make an HOA around you. That's not how it works. But I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know if HOA should be getting into telling you if you can have your Christmas lights up or not. I understand why they have permission to paint your house because if you live in a neighborhood and somebody goes chartreuse yellow green and the rest of the neighborhood, and it makes you all look bad, and they don't take care of their yard, and they leave trash out. Yes, but Christmas lights seems to be a little picky, doesn't it?
It's HOAs, man. They get a lot worse than Christmas lights. I mean, I think that's a reasonable request in the HOA realm. I really do. And that's part of the problem with the HOA. You get what you sign up for.
I thought it was really rude, especially now with COVID and everything going on. Mind your own business. This is my property. So if I want to leave my Christmas lights on all year long, I will.
Yeah, bitch.
Yep. That's Paris. That is Paris.
Whoa.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
Jeff and Jeremy here online, KZOZ.com. That's where you can find the SurfNet Communications poll question. SurfNet Communications, your leader in rural broadband internet. Make sure you check them out online. Hit the link right next to the daily poll at KZOZ.com. They're getting you connected with speeds faster than DSL or satellite.
I almost wish the big game yesterday was that they didn't give us access.
Well, I think we can call it Super Bowl now that it's over. All right. The reason we have to keep saying
the big game,
the reason we always were saying the big game and we felt stupid saying it is because we got a letter from our corporate office, and it's been this way for years now. The NFL came out and said you can't use Super Bowl in any kind of sales or marketing campaigns. So we have to call it. Yeah. They come up with stuff like the big game. So I think everybody knows that. But if you didn't know that, that's why. If you were like, why do they keep calling it the big game? That's stupid. That's why. Legally, we had to.
Here's my stance on that, okay? If they're going to come out and they're going to say it, then I'm not going to mention it by its name, its proper name, because if you mention it by its proper name, then you're giving them free advertising when you're not mentioning it about marketing. So from now on, in all my mentions of the NFL championship game, I will never use the SB term again. I will only refer to it as, oh, you mean the big game? Like when people come up to me and say, hey, did you catch Super Bowl on Sunday? I'm like, no, you mean the big game? Because I'm not giving them free mentions for their product that they've licensed. No way. Screw you, NFL. I'm not going that route. So anyways, were you pleased with the way the big game was executed in a pandemic is the poll question at SurfNet Communications. At the SurfNet Communications poll question of the day. Are you pleased with the way the big game was executed? I wish they would have kept a lot of the details under wraps, because knowing ahead of time that the halftime show was going to be out in a foyer and not on the field, it ruined it for me. I went into it expecting to hate it. And I did. I stayed steadfast in my.
You hated it because there's some Canadian named The Weeknd. He can't even go by a name. He thinks he's cool. It's like he's too cool to call himself, Tim Robbins or Tim Johnson. So he goes by The Weeknd. What a loser! I couldn't even watch it. I mean, I did, but I was gross.
Are you going to reference the name Tim twice and not go Tim Hortons when you're referring to a Canadian? Come on, man.
Timmy Hortons, I forgot. I've never been to a Timmy Hortons. I haven't visited the country of Canada as much as you.
So we need to know this morning, as the poll question, were you pleased with the way the big game was executed in a pandemic? Yes, it was just as entertaining as years past. No, it was just weird, or I didn't notice much of a difference. Your thoughts always welcome. 805-543-3693. Got any comments about the big game? Or you want to text in on the 805 beer text lines about the big game. See, I'm trying to tie in as many sponsorships as I can with the big game, because they give us money for mentioning the big game.
Who gives us money?
Firestone, SurfNet Communications, all of them.